Namaste. Namaste and welcome to this Saturday morning yoga session, and welcome to all of our online yogis, live online yogis as well. Okay, so today at the end of our class, we're going to do a supported fish pose, a Yin Fish. And for this, it's a passive opening of the chest or a passive back bend. And for this, you will either need a rolled up blanket, a bolster, or 2 blocks. And if you're using a rolled up blanket or a bolster, you need something to just prop up the end that will be underneath your head. So if you don't have that equipment, please just grab it so it's handy. And I'm going to pop these bits out of the way so that we can start our class. And I'll show you how to use those bits and pieces a little bit later on. So today we're going to start standing up, and then we're going to work our way down to the mat and go from there. So come to standing on your mat, just resting your hands either lightly onto your abdomen or down by your sides if you prefer. Maybe find a little bit of length in your spine. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. And take a moment, a really purposeful moment, to step into your yoga space, to leave behind the things that might have been on your mind throughout this day and this week and this year. Leave behind your to-do lists, your plans, and your reminiscings, and bring yourself into this moment. Notice how you feel right now, both physically, emotionally, where your thoughts are at. Particularly note any areas that feel a little bit tense or stuck, or feel a little bit uncomfortable. And notice at least one place in your body that feels quiet and at ease and spacious. Then bring your awareness to the breath that you're breathing right now. And simply observe that breath. It can be anything about the breath, perhaps the sensation of the breath as it moves in and out through the nose. Perhaps the parts of the body that respond to the movement of your breath. Then we're going to gently deepen the breath by drawing the abdominal muscles gently in to aid our exhalation. And then on your next inhalation, breathing deeply into the sides of the body, the chest, the back. And breathing more purposefully out, using that gentle engagement across the navel to help a little bit of extra air out of the lungs. Breathing into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out deeply and completely. Breathing in, finding space through the whole of the body. Breathing out, letting go of anything we no longer need. 2 more breaths like this, deep and long, charging the body with prana. See if you can relax your face, your jaw, and your shoulders. At the end of your next exhalation, just relaxing your arms down if they've been on your belly, and allowing your breath to flow into any movement, or any rhythm, sorry. Opening your eyes if you have them closed. And just beginning a little bit of shoulder rolling. I think this is Morag joining us again. So keep going with your shoulder rolling. And we'll roll in the opposite direction as well. And then just we're going to do a movement of the shoulders where we draw the shoulders up towards the ear and then take the shoulders back behind the body and then slide the shoulder blades down the back and the arms down to the side and then relax. Let's do that a couple more times. So drawing the shoulders up towards the ears, taking them behind the body, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, and then sliding down the back. Return to normal. Shoulders up, shoulders back, shoulders down, and relax. Great stuff. Morag, if you're here again, please can you make sure you're on mute? Fantastic stuff. Okay, so here we're going to draw our chin towards our chest and then lift the head and take the chin up towards the ceiling and gently down towards the chest and up towards the ceiling. Return to normal, return to center rather, and then turning the head from side to side. You're not trying to get anywhere in particular, just exploring how the neck feels right now. And then from the center, ear to shoulder. Maybe a little slower than the other movements. Very good. And then if it feels good to you, from the chin on the chest, you can roll the ear to the shoulder, the chin to the ceiling, ear to opposite shoulder, and chin to chest. So little circles. If circles don't work for you, you can try semicircles, just rolling in front of the body. Or you can do any of the other movements we've done already again. If you're rolling, go in the opposite direction. Your circles don't need to be big. So I find in one direction my circle's slightly smaller because that just is the way my neck is built. One more time this way around. Very good. And returning to center. Excellent stuff. So we're going to do a little bit of arm movements, and we've done these for a few weeks. So soften the knees, maybe not in this class, but in other classes for a few weeks. Soften the knees, and we're just going to draw big circles with our elbows. So imagining that the elbow is leading the movement, a little softness in the arm so that the arm isn't rigidly straight. And then we'll go the opposite way as well. So feeling free to reverse your direction whenever you're ready. Just beginning to move into the shoulders a little bit more. And then we're going to do one arm at a time, but this time we're going to move our torsos with us. So sitting into your knees, letting your weight be in your heels a little bit, and then with one arm, finding space, finding the connection between the movement of the arm, the side of the body, the chest, the neck as well. Allow your head to move and your upper back. We'll do one more in this direction. And then the opposite way as well. And if it feels comfortable to you, you might engage the buttocks a little bit and the muscles across the belly just gently to provide a little bit of stability. And you might begin to feel those connections that we talked about before class in the fascial trains of the front of the body. One more in this direction. And back to center. Okay, let's do the other side. Feel the difference between the two sides first. Hopefully it feels spacious and warm on this side. And then off we go. So nice, big movements. As big as you feel able to move right now, without losing that sense of stability and groundedness, safety, allowing your head and neck to move with the movement as well. And we'll go the opposite way. Soften the elbow, which provides a little bit less of a strain on the, or a little bit less of an effort on the shoulder joint itself. And one more this way to come back to standing steady. And take a moment here. If you ever need to, you can breathe in through your nose and sigh out through your mouth. It's a really good way to let go of anything that's come up. Let's do it now. And as we do that, feel the softness and release come into the jaw, the tongue, the chest, the shoulders. Let's come down to the mat. So we're going to come down into sitting, and we're going to sit so that we lie down behind us. So if you reach your hands out in front of you, engage your abdominal muscles and simply roll down onto your back. And we're going to bring the feet a little bit closer to the buttocks, but nice and wide apart, and rest the arms away from the body. And just for a moment, allow your body to find this new shape against the floor, its new relationship with gravity here. And then bringing your arms down to your side. We're going to do a combined movement for our bridge, but we'll do the arms first. So gently pressing the back of the head down, more firmly pressing the back of the shoulders and shoulder blades down, and the feet. We're going to breathe in as we lift just the arms up, reaching the arms up over the head to wherever they get to. Perhaps they reach the floor, perhaps they don't, that's okay. And then taking the arms back down to the sides, maybe exhaling as you do so. You don't have to coordinate your breath and movement, but you can, breathing in as you reach the arms up and over. And breathing out as you bring the arms down to the side. This time as you do it, really feel into the movement. Feel what happens in the front of the body, under the arms, down the sides, and bringing the arms back down to the side. Now we're going to bend the arms at the elbows. Place the elbows down so that the palms face each other across the body. Press the back of the shoulders and arms down. Press into the heels, gently into the back of the head. And breathe in as we peel just the hips up. And then gently releasing down. We're peeling the hips up as we breathe in. And breathing out as we release down. This time, focus on bringing your chest towards your chin instead of your hips off the floor. Chest to chin and gently down. And one more time like that. Chest to chin, feeling the effect of that movement in the front of the body. And releasing down. Now we'll combine the two movements of arms and hips. So reaching the arms a little bit longer down by the side, gently engaging the back of the head, firmly engaging the shoulders and the feet to the ground. Breathing in as you lift arms and hips up, reach as far over as feels comfortable for your arms, and breathing out as you release hips and hands back down to your side. So we'll do 3 more of these, breathing in as we reach up, opening through the sides of the body with the arms as well, and breathing out and down. You may find that your shoulders are a bit more open if you lift your chest, breathing in. Little gentle pressure in the back of the head, breathing out. That's to engage the muscles in the back of the body. Breathing in, making sure the buttocks are working as well. And breathing out. Very good. We're going to release the legs a little bit up towards the ceiling. So lengthening your legs upwards. They don't have to be straight. They don't have to point directly upwards either. And if we release our hands up as well, we're going to roll our wrists and roll our ankles in both directions. Just a little kind of releasing here. And then with palms and soles of the feet facing the ceiling, just waving side to side. Lovely job. Bend the knees into the chest, hug them towards you a little bit. Using the hands on the knees, just make some circles or rocks from side to side, just to massage out any efforts that we might have had in the back of the body from our bridge pose. And then lengthening the legs up again, taking your hands to the insides of the thighs and taking your legs apart to wherever feels comfortable. So you don't want to go all of the way open at this stage, but just a gentle lengthening here, a gentle exploration of this space on the inner thighs. And if it feels comfortable, you can gently rock from side to side here as well, which might mean that you massage into the top of the buttocks or perhaps the outside of the buttocks a little bit as well. You don't have to do the rocking if it doesn't suit you. Very good. And we're going to come back to center, slide your hands to the outside of the thighs, just press the feet together and bend the knees into the chest and release the feet back down to the floor. We're going to do something called Evil Shoulder Opener number 1. I love this name. So slide your right leg away from you, but keep your left knee bent. And then bending your right arm at the elbow, slide the palm of the hand, palm down underneath the right side of the rib cage. So it's underneath the back of the body. The fingertips don't quite reach the spine. So we want to leave most of the hand outside the body, but we can feel the bottom of the ribs on the back of the fingers there. Left knee is bent and left arm is going to reach over the head as we turn to the right with the left knee and reaching both the left hand and the left knee across to the right side of the body and then roll back onto the back. So we're doing a little twist here. We're going to come in and out of it. Those who did the class with the fallen tree and the twist a few weeks ago, it's a very similar kind of movement. And we're just keeping this quite dynamic, rolling backwards and forwards. For some people, this is really intense. I have a shoulder injury on my right side, which means that I hardly feel anything here at all, but it also doesn't move very much. So just going to where feels comfortable for you. And if you feel that you can hold it, holding this time. And if you feel that you can't hold it, just keep moving in and out. So if you feel you can hold it, turning your head so that the right ear is near the floor. And if you want to do a little bit more, you can reach the left hand a little bit further and you can actually lengthen your left leg in front of you on the floor as well. If you need to do a little bit less, use your left hand for support more, and you can tuck your left leg behind you. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then we're going to gently roll back onto the back, free the right arm and just give it a little bit of a wiggle or a shake or anything that makes it feel better. And then bending both knees with the feet on the floor, let the knees come down to your left side, turn to your left and come up into sitting, making adjustments on your mat if you need to. So hopefully you come up to sitting so that you've got your legs in mermaid pose or deer pose, and you're there on the right side of your body, facing whichever direction you're in. So shift if you need to shift for being able to see. And so I've got my left knee directly in front of my left hip with my foot crossed to the right side of my body and my right knee out to the right side of my body. It's not directly out, but it could be if that makes more sense to you, if it feels more comfortable. Here, simply spend a moment to allow your spine to find its way to lengthen here with a different base, and feel the connection of the inside of the right leg and the outside of the left leg on the floor. Then we're going to take our right hand to the left thigh and just trace the tips of the left fingers around behind you as you twist a little to the left. So here we're not looking for the biggest twist of our lives. We're simply looking to explore what we've got space to do just without really trying. And then we'll take a deep breath in and feel that lift through the spine, and maybe that gives you a little bit more room to move just a fraction further into your twist. And then see if you can soften the shoulders down and turn your head towards the left. And if it doesn't like being there, don't keep it there. But if it doesn't mind, we'll take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then turning to the front with just your head, release your arms and unwind your spine, turn a tiny bit to the opposite side and back to your center. So here we're going to use a little flow, a tiny flow of two movements together to do a baby wild thing and a little twisted fold. So take your left hand and reach it towards the right side of your body. So you're reaching slightly forward, diagonally, perhaps across the right thigh. And then sitting tall with the arms sweeping out to the side, take your left hand behind you, press into the left hand up onto the shins and the tops of the feet as you reach your right arm over the body and relaxing down as your hand comes back in front of you. So this is the movement, and we're going to do it 4 more times. So reaching the left hand to the right, a twist and fold. Sweep the arms wide from the body as you sit up. Take the left hand behind you, reach the right arm over, lift the chest, open the front of the body, and sit the hips back down. Reaching as you fold, spiral up, reach the left hand behind you, lift the hips, open the chest, reach the right arm over, reach and fold, reach the left hand behind you, baby wild thing, and we'll do just one more holding the baby wild thing. So reaching first with the left hand, spiraling up, and then as you come up into your baby wild thing, think pressing down into the shins and the tops of the feet and the left hand, and open the chest as much as feels comfortable, opening the space underneath the throat if it feels comfortable, reaching your right arm to wherever feels good for that. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring the hips back down to the mat. And just take a moment here. Very good. Okay, so we're going to do a little toddler wobble is what it's called. So you're going to rock onto your sit bones and free your legs in front of you and your arms as well. So we've just opened those spaces at the front of the body, and now we want to engage them. So make your legs and arms do anything you want as you balance on your sit bones. You can be as free as you like. You can be low, you can be high. And then we're going to place the knees down on the opposite side of the body. So we come into deer pose on the opposite side. And now we're going to do evil shoulder opener number 2. So if you can easily do Padmasana or lotus pose, where you would have the right foot on top of the left thigh and close to the left hip, then you can take this and use it to bind. But I will show you how to do that, not with my legs because they don't work that way. So we're going to take everyone's going to take the back of the right hand and slide it across the back of the body so the fingers point out here on the left side of the hip. Now, if you can reach your foot to bind, then you can bind here. But if that doesn't naturally happen, for me it does not, then reach for the inside of your left elbow instead and use your left hand to reach towards your right ankle. So it can just reach to the left thigh, that's fine. But if you can reach the right foot, then that's great too. And all we're looking for is a little bit of traction here so that we feel that openness across the right side of the chest. Here, simply turning your head from side to side, just feeling how the neck feels here. And then if that feels okay, you might take your chin to your chest and your left ear towards your left shoulder, and maybe the chin up a little bit. And I'd like you to spend a little bit of time exploring where it feels just so good as a release in your body. Not overstretching, not straining, just exploring. And then you can bring your head back to center when you're ready. We're going to release our bind. So if your leg's been up, then popping it down. And we're going to shake out both of our arms, smashing stuff. And then we're going to do evil shoulder opener number 3. So for this one, we're going to take the right hand back behind the body, but lifting the hand up between the shoulder blades. And with our left hand, bring your left leg forward first, my bad. So with your Same position for the hands, different position for the legs. Left leg crossed in front of the right. With the left arm, we're going to make big lassoing motions. And in the opposite direction as well. So we're sort of winding up the left arm. And then we're going to reach for the back of the head. So taking the left hand behind you for the back of your head, and with your finger, first finger and thumb, just massaging that, the neck at the top of the neck where it reaches the head. So massaging just the nape of the neck, back of the skull. I don't know, massaging wherever you can feel. There we are. And then allowing the weight of the head to settle back into the left hand. We're just going to circle the upper body a little bit. So the whole of the upper body making these rotations. We'll do 3 in each direction. So reversing if you haven't already. Feeling free to rock a little bit on your sit bones. And when you come upright this time, perhaps you can reach your hands together. And so if you can easily catch hold of the fingers of your right hand with your left, then do that. And if you can't, then keep holding the back of your head. Whichever position you're in, just make sure that your head is free, so your neck is free to move, either in your hand or on its own. And then we'll take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Maybe just one more here, deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then gently releasing the hands, reach the left arm up and out, and then slide your right hand down your back and around your hip. And just relax the arms a little bit. We're going to reach our left arm out to the left so that we almost fall towards the left. The right hip can come a little bit up, and then reach the right hand up. And lengthening the hand up rather than over, we're going to make big, expressive wrist circles here. So the fingers are long. Imagine that you're in Azerbaijan, the ladies danced with hands like this. So you can imagine you're doing flamenco dancing or Persian dancing. We're going the opposite direction as well. And then taking your thumb and wrapping it onto your palm, wrapping all the other fingers around and rolling through the wrist as well. And this, for me, this accesses things other stretches can't, other movements can't. So going in the opposite direction as well. Very good. And then we're just gently going to bounce a little bit on our bottom arm so we can press ourselves easily up to sitting. And then from here, I'm just shifting this way on my mat. We're going to uncross our legs, reach our hands forward, roll all the way back down onto your back, and do the whole thing again on the opposite side. So take a moment here just to allow anything that's coming up to come up and let go, maybe taking a deep breath in and sighing out. And also feel the support of the ground beneath the body. So in the course of our series, our sequence today, we're doing a lot of supporting with the back of the body, but this is an opportunity for the back of the body to rest. So allow yourself to let go of any effort between the shoulder blades, across the back, the buttocks, and the abdomen as well. Check your face is relaxed. If you need to, roll your nose a little from side to side. Check your jaw is released. And then when you're ready, you can bring your heels a little bit closer to your buttocks if it feels good to you. Not too close, nice and wide, wider than your body. And we'll reach the arms down by our sides. We're going to start with our bridge pose. So pressing gently down with the back of the head, firmly down with the back of the shoulders, the shoulder blades and the heels of the feet. Breathe in as you lift the hips up, chest towards chin, arms over the head. And breathing out as you release everything down. Breathing in and up, feel the engagement in the back of the head, the back of the body. And breathing out and down. Just one more. Breathing in and up, chest towards chin. Breathing out and down. This round, we're going to let the arms rest away from the side and just gently sway the knees from one side to the other, just a little. You can go all of the way if you feel so inclined, but be sure that you're using a little bit of effort across the abdominal muscles to control that movement. So the knees are not floppy, they are controlled all the way up, all the way down. Returning to center, we're going to slide the left leg away for eagle shoulder opener number 1 on the left side. Palm of the left hand slides underneath the left side of the rib cage behind you. Fingertips don't reach the spine, and you can feel the ribs on the back of your left hand. Then we're gently turning to the left. So the right knee is bent. We're going to reach the right arm up and over the head as we roll to the left, and then up and over the head as we roll back to center. So rolling in and out, observing if it is different on this side than it was on the previous side. Knowing that if it's a bit uncomfortable on your elbow, because your elbow is on the ground, you will get used to that. A little discomfort is not a problem. It builds up our tolerance for such things. And then if you feel ready to hold, you can roll into your twist and hold, just turning the left ear a little bit towards the mat, using the right arm for support if you want to. You can lengthen the right leg out in front of you to provide a little extra weight, or you can keep it on your left leg or behind you if you need to take some of the intensity out of the movement. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then drawing the right knee in if you need to, and rolling out. We're going to release the left hand from the left side of the body, just wiggle the arms or release in any way that feels good. Allow the knees to fall to the right side, turn to your right and come up into sitting. This time in deer pose or mermaid pose with your legs on your left side. And as you come up to sitting, taking a moment just to feel your way into this new position, this new relationship with gravity. And then taking the left arm to the right thigh and just tracing the right fingertips on the floor slightly behind you, so you move into a gentle twist, an opening twist on this side. There's no need to push. We're not trying to get anywhere in particular. Perhaps see if as you breathe in, you can find a little more length in the spine, and if that gives you the opportunity to move a little deeper into your twist, you can. Remember, it's the morning though. It might not happen. It might happen better in the evening. And if you've got the neck rotation, you might turn your head to look a little further over the right shoulder. Wherever you are, making sure the shoulders are nice and soft. There's no tension in the jaw or the face. Deep breath in, deep breath out. To release, turn to the front with just your head. Release your hands, unwind your spine, turning a little to the opposite side and back to center. So now we're going to do our fold and twist, followed by our baby wild thing. So reaching your right hand beyond the left knee as you slightly round through the back, and then spiral the arms out, reaching the right hand behind you, press into the right hand, lifting the hips, reaching over the head in a big sweeping circle with the left hand. We'll do 4 more. Reaching to the left, spiraling up, pressing into that right hand, into the shins and the tops of the feet as you lift the hips up and down. Spiral left, spiral to upright, baby wild thing. Spiral left, return to upright, baby wild thing. This time we're going to hold our baby wild thing. So reaching to the left, coming to upright, pressing down into the shins, the tops of the feet, Feel the engagement in the buttocks, underneath the back of the body, into that right arm, and open your chest. See if you can open underneath your throat just a little bit, but only if it feels comfortable. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and gently release the the hips, down to the floor. Release yourself back to upright, and we're going to toddler wobble now. So rocking back onto your hips, or back onto your sit bones, letting your arms be long and your legs be straight out or in any direction you choose, and you can wobble anywhere you like. Okay? So if it feels too much to wobble freely, you can hold onto the backs of the knees and do this as well. Okay? I didn't say that for this group because I imagine that everyone here is able. And then when you're ready, you're going to take your feet and knees to the opposite side. So we're sitting into deer pose with the knees on the left for evil shoulder opener number 2. So again here, if you can do Padmasana, lotus pose, or half Padmasana, quite easily bringing the left foot towards the right hip, then you can choose that variation for your legs. As I say, it doesn't work for me. We're going to take the back of the left hand and slide it across the back of the body so that the fingers come out here on the right hip. And if you're using lotus, then you might bind to your leg. But if not, bind to the inside of the right elbow and reach your right hand towards your left ankle. And then here we're just exploring how the neck moves as we hold this slightly open position on the right side, left side of the chest. So turning your head from side to side a little. You can explore any movements, of course, but the one I like the best is taking the right ear to the right shoulder, lifting the chin, chin to chest, just rolling through that almost quarter or half circle of the neck, just to explore those connections. It feels amazing just underneath the chin, the jaw, the base of the tongue. Wherever you are, making sure that what you're doing feels good. Not pushing, not striving, not overstretching. And when you're ready, you can come back to center. We can release the bind on this side, just letting the arms relax a little bit. Now, I'll remember to bring the back leg forward this time before we do evil shoulder opener number 3. So right leg crossed in front of left. We're using the left hand again, but this time we're taking the back of the left hand up between the shoulder blades, and then with our right hand we're going to lasso. So soft in the elbow, we're preparing the shoulder for opening behind us. We're going to lasso in both directions, moving the upper body if that feels good. And then reaching the right hand to the back of the head. And we can use our first finger and thumb to just massage the sides of the neck. This is a very simple thing to say. I'm not sure why I didn't say it that way on the other side. There we are. So massaging the sides of the neck, and then release the weight of the head into your right hand a little. And with the head released into the right hand, circling the whole of the torso. The left hand as high up the back as feels comfortable as you do this, 3 times in each direction. So changing now if you're following this rhythm. Very good. And when you come to upright here, if you can easily interlace your not interlace, if the fingers easily meet and you can grip them together, so I can't on this side, then you can and do. And if not, keep holding onto the back of your head. And we simply turn the head from side to side just to keep the neck a little bit free. And it's useful here, if you are holding your head, to think about taking the elbow of your top arm backwards a little bit to keep that openness. And keep the weight of the head into that hand. We'll take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Then we're going to reach the top hand up And just allow it to rest down to the side of the body. Slide the bottom hand down the back and around the hip. Oh my goodness. And that should feel really lovely as it releases, or at least really lovely to release. And then we'll reach our right hand out to the right side, just fall to the right a little. So use that right hand for support, maybe take the left hip or buttock off the floor, reach the left arm up and really expressively roll through your wrist. Long fingers, long thumbs, roll in both directions. Imagine you're doing beautiful flamenco or Persian dancing. And then when you're ready, you can fold your thumb into your palm and the fingers all around, and do it with the hand in this fist shape as well. So a few times in each direction. Very good. When you're ready, you can just bounce on the bottom arm a little before you press yourself back to upright. Relax the arms to the side. This time we're just going to rest here for a few moments, resting the hands and the arms wherever feels comfortable. Making sure the jaw is nice and relaxed. If you need to, you can open the mouth and just wiggle the bottom jaw from side to side. That's quite a nice one to do. Or you can swallow deeply to relax your tongue. And you can feel free to just wriggle your shoulders or move your head in gentle ways to release anything in the shoulders as well. Just take a deep breath or two. You don't have to close your eyes, but you might find that it's useful. Allow your body to absorb all the information you've given it so far, your nervous system to accept it. Feel the effect of your practice. And then when you're ready, I'm just turning sideways so you can see. We've got our right leg in front of our left, so take your left hand down behind you. Take your right hand to follow, pivot on your toes, and come into a little squat here at the front of your mat, but looking back behind you. Reach your hands as far forward as feels comfortable, to the point where you almost feel like you're going to fall forward, and to catch yourself, uncurl your legs and take your heels towards the mat, coming into downward dog. Now here, because it's the first down dog of the day for most of us, let us paddle through the legs a little bit. And with down dog, we can always do that. We're going to focus the weight of the hands into the base of the fingers, the heels of the hands, and keep pushing the chest back towards the thighs. Just doing a little paddling here. Now, for those of you who are familiar with waving vinyasas, you can choose to do one on the knees or one on the feet. I'm going to demonstrate this week, but I will try not to demonstrate too much. So for those of you not familiar with waving vinyasas, knees to the floor first. We're going to open the palms, open the fingers to point slightly outwards, and we want our hands to be wider than our shoulders this week, which is great, particularly if you've got powerful shoulders. So from the knees, look back at your knees, press off the toes, which are curled under, round through the spine. And as your shoulders come over your hands, imagine you're dragging your hands backwards to open your chest, soft in the elbows, lifting your chin. To come back the way, press up to hands and knees, and then release your buttocks back towards your heels. If that feels good, stick with that one. If you want to do a full waving vinyasa, we do it from downward facing dog. Softening the knees so the hips come towards the heels, but the knees are off the floor. Press through the toes, rounding through the upper back, looking back towards the toes until the shoulders are over the hands, and then opening the chest to look forward, soft in the knees, buoyant in the elbows, pressing back through, press up and into downward facing dog. We're all going to do one more of whichever version we're doing. So dropping the hips to the heels, press off the toes, rounding forward, opening the chest, and in our up dog, knees down or knees up variation, just gently swaying the chest from side to side. And then we're all going to meet up lying down on the belly, making a pillow out of the hands, forehead onto the back of the hands, toes towards each other, heels apart. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. If you need to, you can wiggle your hips from side to side. And then I'd like everyone to take Sphinx pose. So elbows towards the shoulders, palms and forearms on the floor. So you can open your chest and you can easily see what's going to happen next. So you're in this posture just to observe, but it's a really nice therapeutic posture to open the chest as well. And then I will show you what we're doing. So forehead comes to the mat, thighs together, tops of the feet and pubic bone to the floor, palms turned upwards and arms down by the side. I'm going to keep my feet down, lift my head and arms and chest, looking up to begin with. And then I'm going to sweep the hands forward, the palms turn down and I look down. And sweep the hands backwards, the palms turn up and I look up. So the back of the neck is more relaxed as the hands come over the head and more active as the hands come back towards the body. So we're going to do that all together. So from your Sphinx pose, gently widening the elbows, bringing the forehead to the floor, reaching the arms down by the side, palms turned up, thighs together, feet pressed down, pubic bone pressed down, buttocks engaged if you need to. Breathe in, lift the arms, the chest, and lift the chin so you're looking forward. And then as you inhale, reach the arms over the head, look down, palms facing down. As you exhale, arms down by the side, palms turned up. You can reverse the breathing if you prefer. Inhaling over the head, palms down, head looking down. Exhaling, lifting the chest, opening the chest, palms up. Inhaling and exhaling. We call this reverse angel pose. Inhaling and exhaling. If you've got one more in you, go for it. If you don't worry, just rest. Exhaling. And then making a pillow out of the hands, resting the forehead down. Allow the feet to fall apart and the heels to fall outwards. And taking a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Relax your jaw. Relax your abdominal muscles. Just give your hips a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. Very good. And then from here, hands underneath the shoulders, coming into hands and knees. And then we're going to come into a nice little soft dog. If you need to take a moment here in down dog just to ease through a little bit of length in the back of the body, after all of that lengthening of the front of the body, you can. And when you're ready, you can walk your feet towards your hands. So you come into a forward bend, doesn't matter how bent your knees are here. In our forward bend, we're going to widen the feet and just gently sway the upper body from side to side. So you don't need to do that, but it can be quite useful. If you prefer to hold in the center, that's okay. You can even paddle through the backs of the legs, a little bit like we do in downward facing dog. And also what's useful is once the body is more still, just turning the head from side to side, nodding the head backwards and forwards as well. When you've released everything that can release, soften your knees, press into your feet, activate the legs as you roll up one vertebra at a time and come up to standing in Tadasana. Awesome stuff, guys. Brilliant. Okay, so I'd like you to watch as I demonstrate the next thing that we're going to do. I might just bring myself back here. Lovely job. So we're going to start from Tadasana, and we're also going to start from hands in Namaste. So just watching for now. So we're going to reach the arms up, take the hands behind us and open our chests at the same time, very similar to the practice we just did on the floor, opening the chin as much as we feel comfortable to do. When the arms come down by the sides, the chin will come to the chest and we're going to roll forward, soft knees on the way down into a forward bend. In our forward bend, we're going to reach the hands behind us, You don't have to interlace the fingers, but if it's comfortable, you can, to do Dvikonasana, double angle pose. The back of the neck is completely relaxed and the arms can come over the head as much as feels comfortable, perhaps a little more on each round. And then we're going to release the hands, bend the knees as the fingertips sweep the floor and sit into chair pose. And from chair pose, reaching up, and we do the whole thing again. So the arms come back, the chest is open. When the hands come to the side, we roll forward and down. Okay, everybody with me? We're going to do, let's do 3 of these, okay? So standing in Tadasana, feel your feet really active. So your feet are going to stabilize and be your strong center here. Buttocks are going to be working quite a bit as well. Bring the hands together at the center of the chest. Lengthen through the whole spine. When you're ready, reaching the arms over the head and then separating the hands, opening the chest as the hands come back behind you, maybe lifting your chin if it feels comfortable to do that. As the arms come to the side, draw your head forward, chin to chest, soften the knees as you drape forward into a forward bend. In your forward bend, reach the hands behind you, interlacing the fingers, rolling the palms of the hands towards each other, the shoulder blades towards each other. Here, just checking that your neck has no tension by turning your head gently from side to side or nodding if you prefer. Releasing the hands, soft elbows. Let the fingertips touch the floor as they sweep forward, bend your knees deeply, lift your chest and arms in chair pose, weight into your heels, and then press into the feet to lift the whole body tall. Let the arms continue behind you, open your chest looking up. As the arms come down past the hips, chin to chest, rolling forward, soften the knees as you drape all the way towards the mat. Standing forward bend, reach the arms behind you, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulder blades towards each other. Perhaps the legs can be a little longer or the arms can come a little further over this time. And then softening the elbows, release the hand, bend the knees as the fingertips sweep the floor. Reach the arms, engage the back of the body, press into the heels of the feet, and then press through to standing. Open the chest, let the arms come back, opening underneath the chin if it feels comfortable to do that. Rolling the chin forward, rolling through the spine, soft knees as you come into your forward bend. This time we are going to do our Dvikonasana, so interlacing the fingers behind you, rolling the shoulder blades together, maybe lengthening a little more through the legs if it feels comfortable. Check that your jaw is relaxed, your face, your neck. But this time, when we relax our arms down, we're going to step the right foot back. So we want the right foot to be back and come into a lunged position, right toes tucked under. We're going to press the feet away from each other and roll up into an upright lunge. If you need something underneath your knee to pad it, now's a good time. So here, we're going to do a little lunge forward and backwards, but as we open our arms in big circles as well. So we're just exploring this, maybe there's a little bit of a wave through the spine. We need a little bit of stability here from the buttocks, from the belly muscles. And then from here, she says, we're going to turn ourselves to the side, so to the long side of the mat, toes pointing outwards, and bring ourselves into our horse stance or goddess squat. We're going to wrap the right arm over the left arm. Hold onto the shoulders first, then lift the elbows. If you can't do Garudasana pose, the eagle arms, then you can stick with this variation. If you can, bring the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands together. And in our squat, we're going to circle twice in each direction, as deeply as feels comfortable. You don't have to go that deep if you don't want to. Very good. Coming back to center. Come up onto the ball of your right foot. Turn your right knee in. So you're now in a standing lunge. We're going to open the elbows up and then bring them down. From here, warrior three pose, but keep your eagle arms. So step onto your left foot, lift your right leg behind you, reach your arms in front of you a little bit as well. Hold as you breathe. From here, relaxing the arms, sweeping the right leg forward if you can, keeping it off the floor, and then coming into standing pigeon pose. So crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. Arms can be wide, or if you prefer, you can interlace your fingers behind you or hold elbow to elbow behind the body. And if you want to, you can, she says, I don't know if I can, fold forward. No, that's not going to work for me. It's all good. So then we're going to step back into our goddess squat. Turn the feet to face forwards. Lengthen the left arm. Bend the right knee and lengthen the right arm out. So we're in a surfer squat. Very good. From here, move the left hand underneath the face and twist. So the legs stay the same, but twisting. And gently releasing down. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the right foot to the back side of the mat, or the opposite end of the mat, and then step the left foot in. So we're in a standing forward bend. And then we do the whole thing again from here. So we're going to come up through chair pose. So bend the knees, sweep the hands forward, drop the bottom, stand up, and lengthen the arms behind you. So you open the chest, lifting underneath the chin as the arms come past the hips, rolling forward, draping the body forward, soften the knees as you come down towards the mat. We're going to reach the arms behind us, interlace the fingers, come into double angle pose, Trikonasana. Make sure your face is relaxed, your head is relaxed, and then release the hands to the floor. So this time we're stepping back with the left foot. The knee comes down to the mat and we press the feet away from each other to create that stability to rise up into our upward lunge. And then we're just moving in and out of the lunge with a little bit of expressive arm circling, rippling and waving through the spine as well. See if you can make this movement through the whole spine if it feels comfortable. We'll do just one more. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands down towards the center of the mat. So we pivot on our toes and come into our horse stance again. Lovely job. So a little bit of a wide squat. We're taking the left arm over the right arm this time, hugging onto the shoulders. If you want to, you can leave your arms here, or you can raise your elbows, bring the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands together, and we'll do 2 circles in each direction. Your circles can be really small. They don't need to be really big. But if you want to, you can go large. Super stuff. Whew. When we come up to the center, we're going to come onto the ball of the left foot and turn the left knee in. So we come into a lunge. Really firm in the legs, firm in the belly and buttocks. Lift the elbows and then lower. We're going to transfer our weight into our right foot, lifting the left leg off the mat. So we come into warrior pose, reach the fingers and feet away from each other. And then from here, release the arms, swing the left foot forward, cross over the right knee. Or if you want to, you can do tree pose, and you can do anything you want in this standing pigeon pose if you're doing it. The arms in front of the body or interlace behind the body if it feels better. You might want to sink a little deeper. And then to release out, we're stepping back with the left foot. Going to turn both feet forwards, toes pointing to the long side of the mat. Reach the left hand towards the left leg, long straight leg. Right hand towards the right leg, long straight leg. Left knees bent and reach the left arm out. So nice to that diagonal pose. Surface squat. From here, take the right hand underneath the face and do a little twist. And gently releasing. I'm going to turn both sets of toes to the left side and then step into the standing forward bend. I'm going to widen the feet this time. Soften the knees. Do any things that make us feel good, like sway from side to side or turn the head a little from side to side. And then when you're ready, soften the knees and rolling up one vertebra at a time to come into standing. As you come to standing, turn the palms forward, lengthen through the crown of the head. Take a few cleansing breaths, sighing out through the mouth if you need to. Relax your jaw, your tongue, your face, your shoulders, your chest, your back. And when you're ready, gently relaxing for a moment. So well done, guys. So this is the basic series. Next week we'll do a little bit more of the standing series. I think there's a few more things I'd like to add to it. And we're building ourselves up to practice shoulder stand. So people sometimes don't realize that shoulder stand is mostly to do with the openness across your chest. So that is usually the thing that is preventing people from being comfortable in shoulder stand. So we're working up towards shoulder stand, and the shoulder stand series is the shoulder stand pose, the plow pose, the fish pose, the bridge pose, and the wheel. So we will perhaps work through some of these as well. So today we're going to do a yin version of the fish, so a supported fish to quieten ourselves at this point of the class. So for this, you can use a variety of supports, and I will show you what I mean. So we want the head propped up a little bit more than the rest of the body. So if you're really tight across the chest, or if you've got a little curvature of the thoracic spine, that middle part of the back that's attached to the ribs, which sometimes happens to us a little bit as we age, or if your head falls forward naturally, you might want to do this over a blanket rather than a higher support. So the blanket is propped up on top of a cushion or a block. You sit with the blanket right at the base of your spine and recline over it so that the head is supported on your block a little bit higher. The arms can rest out to the side. The center of the spine has support. The sides of the body can release down. So this is option number one. If you happen to have a bolster, then you can use your bolster. Now, if you have a bolster that's quite well used, or at least a little bit used, if you use the handle end and thump most of the filling into the opposite end, that's the end you want underneath your head. And then sitting up against the base of the bolster, same thing, but this can feel a little bit more opening. There's perhaps a little bit more support just behind the shoulder blades here. And this, if you're looking for a comfortable position, particularly if you're feeling a little fatigued now, this is a really good option. If you want a bit more, or if back bending is your bag, baby, as they say, then reclining over blocks will be great. So for this, yoga blocks are best, although if you wanted, you could use a couple of wooden blocks. You might need a little softness under the one underneath the spine. So we have one on its long side, which is its medium setting, and one on its short side, the highest setting. The one on its long side will go sideways across the back underneath the shoulder blades, and the one on the long side underneath the head. To get into this one, you grip the sides of the block, she says, with your elbows so that it's right underneath the shoulder blades or just underneath the back of the shoulder blades, maybe just touching the bottom tip. And then the block on its end is underneath your head. This is a little bit more intense for those who enjoy back bend or who are more open in the chest. Arms relax out to the sides in the same way. So take a moment to find your way onto the support of your choice. And at the moment, everyone's got their feet on the floor and knees up. So let's have a discussion or an exploration about what you can do. You can keep your legs like this, the knees directly over the feet. You can take your feet wide and lean your knees together, which is quite restful for the hips. If you prefer, you can lengthen your legs just as you would in a relaxation pose, so the legs are long. That slightly intensifies the openness in the low back, so it might not suit everybody. And if you enjoy that, you can rest with the soles of your feet together, knees out to the side, as you would for Baddha Konasana bound angle pose. In our yin postures, we want to find something that we can sustain. So choose the version of this posture that you feel you could hold for an extended period of time. And the other principles of yin yoga are softness and stillness. So here, softening any effort through the body, across the face, the chin, not the chin, the jaw, the tongue, the chest. Soften the pelvis, the legs, the arms. Let go of tension, of holding, of effort. Closing your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. And holding in stillness as you breathe deeply. If you've chosen a variation of the pose that is not very comfortable, feel free to rest out or change to a different kind of support. If you can, bring your awareness to the sides of the body, the shoulders, the arms. Let the sides of the body move towards the floor under gravity, releasing downward to open the space across your front, your chest, underneath your ribcage. Check your face for tension. Release it where you find it. Soften your jaw. After your next exhalation, just preparing to move. So if you are in bound angle pose with the feet together, just gently bringing the knees up, and likewise if your legs are extended, bringing the feet in, bending the knees. And then with just a touch of effort across the abdominal muscles, roll to one side to release the support from underneath you before rolling back onto your back. And we're going to take a moment here just to allow the spine to find a more neutral position again. Observing the effect of the practice, and if you need to, after a few breaths, then gently rolling your head or your nose from side to side. And then when you're ready, preparing for relaxation. So today we're going to do a breath practice as the first part of our relaxation. And if you've got a bolster, you might want the bolster underneath the back of your knees. So after a lot of front body opening work, it can be really useful to allow the low back in particular to soften and be supported in relaxation. So when you're ready, you can grab your blankets and any support that you'd like. Maybe it's a pillow, not a bolster, cushions. Get yourself all wrapped up and nice and toasty. I might even put on my big jumper. Why not? So the breath that we're doing in relaxation today is called bamboo breathing. And for this, we're going to breathe in one go and then breathe out in several parts. And if you imagine a stick of bamboo that's been hollowed out of its center, and the in-breath is moving up the center of the bamboo in one smooth inhalation. And as we breathe out, the breath comes down the sides of the bamboo and stops at every notch on the way down. And I will try and explain it a little bit better as we come to lie down. So if you need to, of course, you can bend your knees into your chest and hug them towards you, make any movements that feel good. As you settle yourself down, if you can, in relaxation, try Shavasana today. So lying on the back, you can do legs up the wall if you like, with the knees supported if you can, heels on the floor, toes falling outwards, arms relaxed away from the body with the backs of the hands towards the mat and the palms turned upwards if you can. Take a moment again to gently roll the head from side to side or wave the nose from side to side. I'm also going to do a lion's face. So bringing your head to center, screw all the muscles of your face in towards your nose, and then open your eyes, open your mouth, stick out your tongue and exhale. One more time, tongue as far out as you can. Screw all the muscles of the face in towards the nose first. Then eyes open, mouth open, tongue out, exhale. Closing your eyes. And again, gently rolling the head from one side to the other. When you're ready, you can bring your head back to center. Allow your whole body to be heavy, warm, supported, surrendering down into the mat. Bring your awareness to your breathing. And gently deepen your breath just a little. So we can all breathe together. Take a breath in now. Breathing out now. Breathing in now and breathing out in parts. Breathing out and pause, out, pause, out, pause. Breathe out everything you've got left in the lungs. Breathing deeply in. Breathing out, pause. Breathing out, pause. Breathing out, pause. Breathing everything you've got left out. This is bamboo breathing. Finding your own rhythm. Perhaps your breath is longer or less long. You will find that taking not such a deep breath in perhaps allows you to breathe out for longer. See if you can keep your face relaxed in your jaw. See if you can slow your exhalation down so that you can pause maybe a little longer or do a few more parts to your exhalation. Notice if the pause at the very bottom of your exhalation is getting a little longer. At the end of your next exhalation, allowing your breath to fall back into its natural rhythm, falling away into silence. Check your face, your throat, your jaw, your shoulders for tension, releasing it where you find it. And continue to rest in stillness, relaxing a little deeper with every exhalation. Gently begin to deepen your breath, bringing your awareness back into your hands and your feet by wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe rolling the wrists, rolling the ankles a few times. When you feel ready, take a deep breath in and stretch the arms, sides, the legs, moving anyway. Maybe you're stretching the face and yawn. Move in any way that feels good. Bend your knees into your chest when you're ready. You can hug them or rock side to side or make little circles with the knees, whatever feels like it's useful and releasing. And then in your own time, rolling to one side and just taking a moment on your side, keeping the eyes closed to contain that sense of stillness and peace. In your own time, coming up onto your mat in a comfortable seated position, placing one hand over your heart and the other on top. And here, just thinking about something that you feel truly grateful for. It might be this time that you've been able to give yourself. It might be the space that the other people in your house have made so that you can practice yoga. It might be something that's happened in your week, your year. It might be that message or phone call or letter that you had from someone who you love. Whatever you are feeling grateful for right now, allow that gratitude to blossom from your heart onto your face in a big smile. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, bring your hands together, and offer each other namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this practice. Hope to see you again.